Camelot 331 here, and it's finally happened, baby. Target has been dealt a swift justice. A swift justice, just like if your stepdad was beating you with a very sharp belt filled with blades, and then you saw him get hit by a bus when you were leaving for school the next day. That kind of justice. It's here, baby. It's finally happened. Thank the stars and the sweet baby Jesus and everything above. And it's about damn time. I've been waiting so long, specifically around this exact thing. Something I had to deal with all the time when I was at GameStop. Something so absolutely terrible that makes it impossible to plan anything if you're working 20 hours a week at a part-time retail store. Which, to be honest, shouldn't be a priority in my opinion. So I got a bunch of messages from Target employees we're going to go through, and then we're going to look at that sweet, sweet justice. So make sure you stay for it, because these messages are spicy. So make sure you ain't got no pants on, you got your 5-point harness on, and don't forget, don't touch your pee-pee after eating the ghost pepper. Before we get into it, make sure you like this video, make sure you give it an up doodle, make sure you message me on Instagram or Twitter, and don't forget to subscribe. That's very damn important. So first message, let's take a dive into this diarrhea-filled awfulness. So this one says, I work at Target. I was in the break room eating lunch with the logistics team when my ETL brought in a visitor to talk to us. Yay, I love visitor time. He was a man representing United Way. If you can't pay your rent or make enough to eat, this organization will help you do so. Not a single person in the room makes enough to put food on the table. He informed us that if we needed help, please come visit their headquarters in town. United Way is aware that most of us are hungry. The worst part, Target knows and has authorized United Way to come into their stores to compensate for low wages and poor hours. I'm so damn shocked. The next day, our ETL informs us we will be getting a visit from some corporate executives. Oh, even better, my favorite. Our store isn't performing to their standards, and they want to find out why. We are told they are flying in on a private jet to see us. I guess this is our ETL's way of trying to really press that these people are a huge deal. They're just so damn important. The only thing it did was really just piss me off, not motivate me to suddenly square up. I can barely afford to survive, and these people live in the absolute lap of luxury. They are coming to our store not to inspire us or help, but to fix things so they can get even more money off our backs, because the exorbitant amount they earn is clearly not enough. I feel this on a deep level, baby. I feel it so deep. I remember at GameStop when the executives would fly in and come look down at you at your store and bark orders that don't make any sense. Oh, there's a missing game on the shelf. Oh, this game isn't perfectly aligned with the second row. That's why you're such a bad manager. Or, my favorite, your bathroom wasn't spotless. So that means it doesn't matter if you rank 97th in the company, you're still a bad manager, which actually happened to me. Shocking. Not one of those executives even shook our hands. Employees used to be a company's future. Now they're simply just disposable cogs. So why learn names or get personal? They just walked right past us like we didn't even exist and demanded to know how much money in sales the grocery department was making. They gave our ETL advice on how to make the store more money, for just them, of course, obviously. Then they promptly left. Changes were made to match their demands, but guess what? Nothing in the store got better. Production, customer service, and sales got worse. A ton of employees quit. Why? Because they don't give a damn. If you want a business to thrive, take care of your people. This is such a great point. But almost no corporate company right now, at least in my country, recognizes that, nor do they give a damn. If you want more red cards, the store to become green, or higher productivity, make that stuff worth it. If I had to talk across the street and visit a food pantry after our work while you, the executives, get to bathe in high-end champagne, I'm going to give you an $8 an hour, no benefits, no future effort. That's what I'm talking about, baby. Yes, corporate gave Target a $10 an hour raise. They just adjust hours so you make the same wages that you get when it was $8. Shocking. A lot of companies will do that. They'll increase the pay slightly or increase it to $15 an hour. And when that happens, they'll just cut everybody's hours and then lay off 30% of the store. So they're not spending any more in payroll. They're not doing it out of the goodness of their hearts. We live in a weird time, especially this year, 2021, where people think corporate companies, care. And they do things out of the goodness of their heart. Oh, they said hashtag, everybody stand together as one. That means they love us. No, they just want more yachts. That's what they're doing. But that's not all. Let's check this one out right here. This one's going to make your balls fall right off. You're going to be ballless. You're going to look like a Ken doll after this. It's going to be smooth as butter, baby. You can eat off of it as long as you shave right before. Check this one out. This one says, I have worked for Target for 5 years now. In that time, I've consistently grown in the business. I went from stocking to setting pogs to even being a major part of a store remodel. After this, I held a position that had me in charge of produce, which eventually had me leading a team of stockers. In the time I held that position, I wondered why I did TL duties, but was considered an average TM. I was told it was for growth, baby. So I bided my time, and a year later, I was given a TL position over another part of the store. Another year passes, and I'm told that the position and his neighboring position are simply being taken off of Target's listing. They're killing his job. No longer needed, they say. Where did that leave me? I bet you can guess where that leaves him. I floated around and was told I would still remain a TL. Doubt it. Part of the phasing out of my previous position meant more focus on grocery, so all of food, including food service, had a unified TL. I was asked to work alongside this person and would be serving as a lead to the other half of the team. In the many discussions my ETL and STL had with me, I was never told I would lose my title. I was never told I would take a pay cut at the same time. Everyone else is getting their yearly raise. I see where this is going. I was told I wouldn't lose my title or nor my pay. Well, I wonder what he loses. I lost almost $4 an hour. Over $300 a paycheck. All of this without my knowledge. They changed my pay the week that TL raises go into effect, but not when TM raises did. Why? Oh, why do this to a loyal team member? Why do this to someone who has invested so much time in Target? It's because they don't give a damn about you. I don't want to act entirely too shocked, but they don't care. They would literally kill their own grandmother with a damn spike. With a spike, baby. They would kill their own grandmother with a spike as long as they made $5. That's how they work. It takes a special kind of someone to be in a position of power like an executive position. They gotta be awful. They gotta be cutthroat, and they gotta be willing to stomp on a few babies, because that's what they do. Look at Apple. Look at all the damn sweatshops they have in other countries where little kids are getting beaten daily trying to put together iPhones. No one cares. No one cares. Shocking, shocking. But wait, there's more. 2 for the price of 1, baby. This one says, I recently had a couple interviews at Target. My first interview, I got there about 15 minutes early and waited 25 to 30 minutes to meet with the interviewer. Not too bad. They had me come in for a second interview about 4 hours later. Again, I got there about 15 minutes early. I waited over an hour for someone to interview me the second time. An hour, baby. You could watch half of Moana in that time, which I would recommend doing if you have a free hour. Watch half of Moana. I absolutely needed a job, or else I would have walked out a long time ago before then. I sat there in the cafe area where I was told to wait, and more waiting, baby. I finally got fed up and stood directly in the line of sight of the employee workroom. About 5 minutes later, the LOD and HR walked by and say, "Oh, damn," to each other. By that time, I was fuming. The HR member comes up to me with some excuse that they didn't know who was supposed to be interviewing me. Okay, but my interview was set up about 4 hours ago. So in that time period, they couldn't have decided amongst themselves who was going to perform the interview. I also saw the same employees standing around chatting about nothing work-related. So in that time period, they were standing around doing nothing. They couldn't figure out who was supposed to interview me. This sounds like a lot of unprofessionalism here. And I know full and well they knew that I was there for the interview because they acknowledged the girl who told them I was there. So, I finally get into the interview. I made a point to say I was waiting over an hour, and the HR member is using her computer and texting on her phone. Shocking. I sat there for a solid 3 minutes just staring into the damn space. Finally, she snaps back to it and asks me a question, but doesn't seem to even pay attention to my answers. By far the rudest interview I've ever had. Needless to say, I got the job, but I knew from the beginning how this place was going to operate. So as you can see, it's a damn nightmare. Target's a nightmare, just like every other place that's ginormous like Walmart. We used to think Target was great, kind of, maybe. But obviously it gets worse and worse over time because there's more profit, higher numbers that they have to beat, ends up being delivered directly to the frontline associates in a bad way. Jobs eliminated, pay getting cut, hours getting cut, benefits getting cut. No one knows what the hell they're doing. Well, guess what? Finally, the workers of Target have a slight win under their belt. Sometimes you can win. I know it's rare, but sometimes you could win. Like David and Goliath. David won, and Goliath was apparently very large. And I'm not talking about Papi. I'm talking about his whole damn size. Check this out right here. It says Philadelphia makes Target pay workers $22,000 for violating city's Fair Workweek law. It was the first time the city ordered an employer to pay damages for violating the year-old law, which mandates more consistent schedules for retail and fast food workers at corporate chains. Says right here, Target paid nearly 70 employees a total of $22,000 for violating the Philadelphia's Fair Workweek law. The city's Office of Workers' Protection announced this week. These low-wage workers said they are struggling to plan their lives around last-minute, erratic schedules, while corporations said they needed flexibility to schedule workers in response to the ebbs and flow of business. Yeah, shocking. Target broke the city's law by not posting weekly work schedules 2 weeks in advance on several occasions at its Broad and Washington store in South Philadelphia. According to the city's April violation letter to Target, since then, all affected workers have been paid, and last week the case was closed. Ha ha ha. Target said, "We're working directly with the city to understand the nuances of the law, compensated our team members where we had challenges implementing our new scheduling practices, and have a robust training program underway to ensure all of our stores effectively meet the requirements going forward." Doubt it. Doubt it. We have a robust training, my ass. Other cities have sought damages for workers whose scheduling rights have been violated. Last April, New York City sued Chipotle Mexican Grill, saying it owed more than $150 million in damages to workers for violating the city's Fair Workweek law in dozens of locations. Hot diggity damn, son. Seattle reached a nearly $2 million settlement for roughly 800 Macy's workers, the biggest secure scheduling settlement since the city law went into effect in 2017. Hot diggity damn. And this is something that I was used to when I worked under Egg at GameStop. Man, I tell you what, I would get my schedule the day before I was maybe supposed to work on a Sunday. And I wouldn't know, so I would have to basically show up on a Sunday, even if I didn't work, to just make sure I didn't work. That's how bad it was. Now, when I was store manager, I put mine out probably 3 months in advance because I really liked basically a set schedule. So I would just take the schedule and copy and paste. And when people asked off for certain things, I would just make adjustments and I would submit it. And if I needed to change it, I would just change it later. It was never a big deal. So I don't understand why these companies can't schedule these people 2 weeks in advance. That seems very, very fair. But at least they won in the end. At least they won in the end, baby. So what do you think? What do you think? Do you work at Target? Do you have a story? Send it to me. Like the video, subscribe, and other things to stuff. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. And I want you to do me a big old favor. I want you to get the hell on it, diggity doggone it. Bye. Yeah. Yes.